There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Happy Man, about to, we're recording late. Boy, we're almost missing our first day. This is actually episode 200, I think it's 218 today.
Just climbing fast.
But we're on the skin of our teeth here. At least thank God for the West Coast time, because we have a little extra time to publish this bad boy today.
Right.
This is 218, and for you, it's almost evening. You got to scoot out of there. If I'd shut up, you could probably get to the point and get out of there. Anyway, so guys, listen, thanks for hanging out with us again today. Today is a Monday. Today's the 19th of August 2019.
Yeah.
Wow, how about that? I just drove down from the desert, and thank you, Jeff. I appreciate the 2 hour and 45-minute chat that we had on the phone this morning, which got, at least a third of the way, if not more, through that drive, which was good.
Just trying to do my part.
Now, whether or not you heard a word I said or not.
Yeah.
Anywho, we actually came up, I thought, with some brilliant things that we're going to be offering here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But
it's a good brainstorming session.
It was real good. So look, this week, what is Monday? I think by Thursday we're going to be able to offer our new singles course, which is comprised of 7 plays, gold ball winning plays, and along with some other things that we've got in there for you guys. We call them bonuses. Just kind of a marketing selling deal. Bonuses, come on, they're just other cool things that get added to the whole package.
It's more simply boots on the ground reality. If you want to be in the hunt, welcome to the party.
There you go.
This is your invitation.
That's right. So look. So here's what Jeff and I are going to do for the next 4 days anyway. Next 4 days, probably the next 7 days. We're going to chat every day about a match that he and I had in our career that really kind of was a big epiphany moment in sort of us as sort of building confidence or whatever it is, whatever the epiphany was. Right. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a match that we won. It could have been something that, that we didn't win, but still you can have those epiphany moments in terms of becoming a better player. And so you want me to start, or shall I tee you up for what was?
Sure. And this, and then to further explain, these are matches too that we're going to be relating them to what we're offering, so that you understand that the epiphanies here are going to be about these elements of the course that you're going to be getting.
Absolutely.
Sure. I'm happy to.
Okay. So. So like for the next 7 days, that's what gold ball hunting the episodes are going to be about. They're going to be about our singles matches. And so, Jeff, I'm going to start with you. What comes to mind, a match that you played where you said it had a big epiphany moment or an aha moment that started taking you to the next, whatever that next level was?
Well, it was, I'm going to say it was 2016. So it's not that far in the past.
Yeah, it's
recent.
Yeah.
It was the 55 Category 1 hard courts that used to be held at Indian Wells. So it was at Indian Wells.
Yeah.
And obviously I stayed with you, and we did some work that week too. We were just still, in fact, we were brainstorming some idea, like, isn't there something we can do together? Because so anyway, So actually, there's more going on there that meets the eye, right? And here, where we are today. Anyway, so the first match that comes to mind, even though I'm going to be talking about some of the other matches that week as well, is my third round match against Dave Siebel. I lost that match 5-6. Yeah, I think it was 5-6, and. It was a little bit of a heartbreaker since I broke him in the first set at 4-all or something, and then couldn't get it over the hump, and then he broke me back, whatever, So anyway, it was a very close match, and Dave played very well. But it was the first match that I really made the aha moment on the drop shot, how effective it is in senior tennis. And that I started really constructing points and seeing the value, and that it didn't have to be perfect using the drop shot. So I started constructing more points in that match than I had in any other match, and seeing the value of how to do it.
And so that was the third round of, or that was the third round of that tournament. How was it? Did you just, I mean, was he drop shotting you, or were you watching other guys in your first couple of matches, or had you sort of, what?
I think watching the other players, and really, and you and I talking about it, just seeing that I had to make some adjustments in my style of play. I'm a California-raised hard court serve and volleyer. Not hitting my serve at 120 anymore. That's a big deterrent when you can't knock that serve, knock the racket out of the guy's hand. If you're a serve and volleyer, the serve becomes, if you're not cracking the ball, it becomes tougher to do that, that system of play. So I knew I had to make some adjustments in that plan of attack.
Okay.
I just felt like I need to really go there in this particular match. Dave's a tall guy, a lot of range, but I would say he's not the fastest guy on the court. But he covers a lot of court.
Well, look, the guy's super experienced. He was one of the high seeds in the tournament.
Yeah,
and he
played number one, I think, at Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
didn't he? Yeah,
right. I mean, so speeds. At some point, I was asked yesterday. Someone asked me, so are you one of the fastest guys in your age group? I said, probably, but I said that there are other guys who, from like point A to point B, yeah, I might be able to out sprint them.
Yeah.
But if you've played enough, and Dave Siebel had played enough, that even if you have average speed or slightly better, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Right. Yeah. So he actually went on to win the gold ball. He beat Michael Taman in the finals.
Yeah.
In that event, so it wasn't a bad loss by any stretch of the imagination. But that was the epiphany in that match itself, though, was that set the tone, and since then using the drop shot is absolutely part of every match I play. It's an integral part of creating the opportunity, dropping it in there, and knowing that it's not necessarily, I don't have to win that point to have the drop shot pay off. Do I get the guy winded for 2 points?
Right.
And now he hands me 2 points because he went for the drop shot rather than giving me the point and saving his energy. He goes for it. He exhausts his wind a little bit, and now he's going back, and I can see him going back to serve, and he's still trying to catch his breath a little bit.
Right.
And so I think that match in particular was really integral in me seeing the value in it, and that's really the most important thing for our listeners to take away is that the barometer of seeing the value in a play or whether you're being successful or not is not necessarily whether you win the point or win the match. You've got to see it in a much broader structure and a much broader lens, so that you can see the value and how this pays off and what kind of damage am I doing to this guy, even though he's winning the drop shot point itself. Is he handing me 2 more points, or maybe in the second set he's not running for drop shots anymore because he's just
or he's starting to go, okay, well, I got to honor the drop shot from Jeff, so I'm going to stand a little bit closer inside the baseline.
Right.
Then all of a sudden your great slice backhand and you can roll it as well from the baseline, plus your forehand. Now all of a sudden they just land closer to them, even though they're landing at the same spot as they were before.
Right.
It's a tougher shot because you've now put the threat in his mind that and sometimes just the threat is enough to win points.
Totally. So that's the first in this series that we're doing. That for me is that was the match that changed the lens that I looked through about the drop shot.
The light bulb kind of went off.
The light bulb, it was definitely a light bulb moment for sure.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, good.
So how about you?
Well, and in my seven are not going to necessarily be in order of, well, here's the number one and here's the number seven.
Yeah, my seven is the same. I think we were chatting about this morning, and that just happened to be the first match that popped into my head. And we're talking about relating it to this course we're going to put out.
Yeah.
And so,
well, one of the overarching themes that we've got for all these seven plays is that the intention here is you do not have to hit an outright winner to make this play work.
Correct.
And you've always talked about looking for the exit too early, and that's a big problem, no matter what your style of play is right now. And even if you adopt these seven plays, if you start looking for the exit too early, that you're trying to execute everything so perfectly,
right,
that and there's no one's got the magic bullet and say, well, here you go, dude.
Right.
Do this, and they will never ever touch the ball, and you'll win every match you play. Well, that's just not going to happen. So for me, it was actually the 50 hard court. So this was almost 20 years ago, and this is at Santa Barbara Tennis Club of Santa Barbara, and this was around, I would say, maybe my second or third year. It was maybe 2000, 2001, but and I hadn't played for a while. Because I played the 35s, I won my first gold ball at the 1984 35 hard courts in doubles, and and it really wasn't a singles player then. It was amazing. I look back and here I am winning a gold ball, and I think of the guy I lost to in singles that year, and I go, now there's a head scratcher. How could you be so completely different? But and then I took some time off, job, raising kids, and all that kind of stuff, and I think it's pretty common that time between 40s, 35s, 50 years old, and then I got back into it, and I remember early in the week, I think Brian Chaney was the number one seed, and this guy Armistead Neely was seeded 2, and I'd heard about Army, but I'd never seen him play it before, right? And so early in the week, and I was probably a 9 seed.
Right.
I think, maybe. Anyway, so early in the week, it just happens to be that I'm Army's there. He introduces himself, one of the all-time great, nice guys. He says, hey, you want to hit a few balls? And I said, well, sure, of course, that'd be great. So we go out and we hit some balls, and man, he's just about knocking the racket out of my hand with these groundies. Big, they're loud. Boom.
Right.
And he says, want to play a set? And I'm kind of thinking, what excuse can I make to not play a practice set with this guy? Because he's just going to destroy me. I know it. Right. And so we play a practice set, and I think I get a game, maybe 2. And I'm thinking after we're done, well, this tournament's between these two guys. These two are head and shoulders above everybody. So I win a few rounds, and I get to the quarters, and the guy who's playing Armistead the round before me, I know pretty well, who's a nice player, but he's not going to win this match. Right. Against Armistead. So I go out there and I watch. I watched the last set, and my friend is I wouldn't say pushing Army around, but he's hanging in there. Right. It's like I'd have to go back and look at the scores for sure, but I think it was like my friend had lost first set 6-3, and now it's like 4-all in the second. I'm going, what's going on here? Yeah. And so the story kind of goes that even though my buddy lost, I think it was 3-4. I'm kind of making those scores up because I can't remember for sure, but it was close. Right. And I go out the next day and I just think to myself, I don't have to play at the top of what I could possibly play on any given day, where there'd be that 1 or 2 shots like, whoa, right. This is like the upper part 1% of my level. I don't have to be up there the whole time against this guy. Right. At least that was my thought. Right. And so.
Well, you saw that the God bleeds.
Well. Yeah, whatever. And
well, you know what I mean? It made it tangible for you, where the day before you played a practice set, you knew of the legend.
Right.
right? And so you probably played that practice set with the idea, I hope I hit the ball well for him. You know what I mean? So that he respects you. So
That's
that
right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Practice,
which is totally the first. Like, there's no way you're going to win that set.
That's right.
In that mindset,
No.
you know. But then you saw your friend play, and you went, "Hey, wait a second here.
Wait. So anyway,
this guy puts his shoes and socks on just like me."
Yeah. So
right?
I went out the next day just realizing just the way that you described it. Like, this guy's a human being. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. He played big time in college. Oh, okay. He played in the tour. Okay. He's played, I think, all of the slams. Okay. But he's now 50. Yeah, he's maybe a year older than I am. So I just kind of felt, look, I don't know if I can win this match. And even if I get blown out, I believe that there's something I can learn from the match about that'll help me, not just not be mortified, embarrassed. Oh my God, the guy beat me 0-1. And I was prepared. I was prepared to get thumped based on the practice thing, and yet my mindset was, okay, well, if that happens, I'm gonna really be able to have some takeaways, and I didn't know what they would be. On the other hand, I said, look, why don't you just do your thing, and not worry about any of this other crap the guy's alleged and all this stuff. So I went out there, Jeff, and I just did my thing, and I just didn't miss during doing my thing. It wasn't like I raised my game up to this incredible level. And I was like you. I was sort of a big serve and volley guy then, and so I served and volley a lot. Came in, made my first volley over there, nothing fancy. And I made Armistead pass me, and I knew that he was going to thump a few by me. And I said, that's going to be okay. And the first couple that went by me, I didn't think, oh, I got to stick it better. I just assumed that. So I guess and I ended up beating the guy 3 and 4. And I walked off the court, and this other guy who was one of the top seeds looked at me and said, wow, that was like major impressive. And I said, really? Because I didn't feel like I was doing, like I was playing where, blindfolded, just hitting, stupid, unbelievable winners all over the place. And I just kind of said to him, well, I kind of felt comfortable and just played. And he said, no, man, that was amazing. And I said, all right, thanks. And I went off the court, and I just felt like, I didn't feel like it was amazing, but I felt like, you know what, I can play with these guys. I don't, am I going to beat Armistead and Neely, 10 out of 10 times? No. Was that the 1 out of 10 times I'm going to beat him? Well, maybe. Was that 1 out of the 3 times out of 10 I'm going to beat him? Maybe.
Maybe.
Or is that, maybe 1 of the 5 out of 5 that, I don't know. But the epiphany for me was, I don't have to do what we're saying in the course. You don't have to do. You do not have to hit winners.
Right.
To beat top guys. You don't have to do that. And top guys are all relative, right? If you're a 3-5 guy trying to beat that guy who's consistently playing at 3-7 or 3-8, you don't have to hit. You don't think, well, how do I beat this guy who I've never beaten before? Does not have to be that it's an assault of all-out winners. No. All right, so the next day I go out and I beat a guy I'd never beaten before. I played this guy, I don't know how many times. Well, I take that back. I think I've beaten him once before. But I think the other 3 or 4 times I played him, no. And I just got, and the next day I went out and I got down a break early in the match. No panic. I got a little pissed at myself. I said, Brent, you don't have to do this much.
Right.
And I came back, and I think it was, I don't know. I got down a break, then I reeled off like 4 or 5 in a row games, and I beat him like 2 and 3 or 2 and 4, something like this.
Right.
And this guy just won the indoors maybe a month before.
Right.
And so for me, that thing against Armistead was, man alive, you don't need to look for the exit and the points. You don't have to hit the ball past him. And and that's a big.
We're just looking to inflict a little pain.
Just a little bit, and that pain could just be. Let's see if you can pass me again.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
So anyway,
That's
well,
good.
listen, guys,
That's good.
those are a couple of Brent and Jeff epiphany aha moments in our singles playing careers as senior players.
Yeah.
And hope you got a little nugget or two today. Would love to hear from you down below. And if you're on YouTube watching this thing, if there's something in the comments area you want to lay in there or a question, would love to read it and respond to it. If you're over on iTunes, if you've been listening to us on iTunes, a couple things. Would love for you to rate. I think there's a rate and review at iTunes. Rate us. However you feel about it. That really helps us extend our reach through the search over at iTunes. And leave a review. Obviously the 5 stars is what we're looking for. But, if we suck, then all right, then tell us that too. That'll help us, I guess, as well. Jeff, at this point, well, listen, and I guess the other thing too is we're offering that 10 to 15 minute coaching call. It's a free call. It's on us, no charge. All we ask is bring that one thing in your game right now that is kind of a thorn in the side you cannot figure out. And we want to get you off the do-it-yourselfer thing and let us kind of put you on the path in terms of helping you solve that one thing that would help you get the result you want.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do we want the fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Outstanding. And by the way, the air conditioning guys are making it cool in the house right now. I just got here about a half hour ago, so I have not had to do what my beautiful wife has been doing for 2 days. She's looking at me going, yeah, that's right, where were you? And
right.
She's been just literally sweating bullets with no AC here. And it does say it's 105, which is cool, I guess. Anyway, guys, get out there today, wherever you are. Help someone else have a great day. Jeff, more stories will be forthcoming tomorrow.
Can't wait.